Greetings and salutations to you on a Tuesday evening. How's everybody doing tonight? I am your happy, humble host, Mr. Bill Sylvie, aka the Dungeon Delver. It's good to see you all. It's good to be seen by you all. And I hope you're having a good one. I hope you're doing well. I hope I'm coming by 5 by 5, because on Monday nights I tend to move my gear around quite a bit. And sometimes I forget to reset everything as it should be. Now, if you're just stopping by the show for the first time, first of all, welcome. It's good to see you. I'm glad you decided to stop by. Thank you so very, very much for doing so. But tonight being Tuesday night, we're going to play some first edition AD&D here at the bottom of the hour. We're going to be kicking off a game. Now, for the information of viewers and players alike, a lot of times, thank you, Vincent. Thank you. A lot of times, we do have the camera, the Dwarven Forge over there, and I love to do that. I think it adds a great visual element to the game, and I do it as often as I can. Tonight, we will be totally theater of the mind while we're playing, and the reason is twofold. First of all, and Vincent actually touched on this a little bit, when he complimented the mini shelf, which I'm going to get lights for, so you guys can see it better. But many of those miniatures were badly placed on that shelf. I didn't have as many shelves in the bookcase itself, and a bunch of the minis were on little curio shelves around the man cave, which I decided I didn't want, particularly over here. I've talked about over the editing PC, the gaming area and whatnot, how I have these wire shelves that are like vultures waiting to fall, although I guess vultures might be an incorrect term, because what they're currently looming over is live, and if they fall on it, it will all be dead. 2 monitors and my PC and probably a bunch of other stuff will get smashed to flinders. So I want those shelves down. Directly beneath those were miniature shelves, were a lot of miniature shelves, and those miniatures, both painted up here and unpainted below, and some model kits and some unpainted sci-fi, were all on those shelves. So I have moved those, obviously, now, and reorganized things, and I'm in the middle of reorganizing things. But in taking them off those shelves, so I wasn't just picking up handfuls of minis and dropping them on the shelves and them just becoming just these grody little dust bunny things. I organized them. So fantasy, all here, science fiction, both painted and unpainted, up here. There's even a little science fiction down on this shelf. I've got some heavy gear, some unpainted 28 millimeter heavy gear minis down there. So greetings, Damien. It's good to see you. So the net result is that the table out there, which is usually where the Dwarven Forge is sitting, is a mess. Now, not realizing, speaking of construction messes, not realizing that gods and monsters had been so put upon by their property managers, I packed up a good chunk of Dwarven Forge to take down there to set up for their anniversary. But obviously, through no fault of theirs, that didn't work out. And I have not rebuilt a dungeon area out on the table, primarily because a week from this Saturday, I will be down at Gods and Monsters again at Free RPG Day. And you might think, well, so what? Why didn't you just set the dungeon stuff out and then take it down again? And if you know anything about Dwarven Forge, you know, as much fun as it is, it can get a little tedious. Even if you're putting the plastic Dwarven Forge, the ABS Dwarven Forge, which can take up much more of a beating than can the resin Dwarven Forge, even if you're just picking it up by the handful and setting it into big, not Tupperware, but I guess Rubbermaid carrying cases. Yeah, it can get a little tedious. So instead, like I said, we're theater of the mind tonight. But fear not. Fear not. We will be back to some awesome visuals, just like you see in our opening credits. Our opening credits, whose music, by the way, is by the awesome guys over at Bards of Greyhawk. I really, really like their music, and they did a fantastic piece. That piece is called Summer Mountains, a little custom piece of music. That they made just for me, for the opening credits. One of these days, I'll play the whole song again for you guys. Many of our viewers have heard it several times. It's a good piece of music. Take apart and put together the set pieces. It's not unfun to set up the Dwarven Forge, Vinny. I actually quite like it. But there's, there are limits. There's a matter of convenience. And loading in and out for events is, it can be kind of a hassle. But that was the chief reason why. So if you're a new subscriber, or you're just randomly driving by, if you came over from Twitter, welcome. We do typically for game nights have at least a little bit of terrain out there, as the situation dictates. Of course, any good DM worth their salt will tell you that an adventure does not survive contact with the players. No plan that a dungeon master can make survives first contact with the players. Set up a whole dungeon on the table. We're going back to town. Set up part of the dungeon on the table. They want to go to the part that you have not set up. So, setting up an entire level is a non-starter. Now, once the players get to a place, if the game comes to a suspenseful end, I can build everything up, and then when they come back in the next session, they can see it. When we found one as players years ago. I mean, I have nothing against Theater of the Mind. I like all forms of D&D. I just find that I like to play with miniatures and terrain also. I mean, the third thing I ever owned for Dungeons & Dragons was a set of Grenadier minis. It says right in the rules, hey, you can use minis with this if you want. Greetings, Lord Corion. The Domped would be a great exploration topic. Maybe we can take a crack at that one day and look at the Domped. Good idea, P. Cybers. And if there's ever anything that's got a little bit of depth to it that you guys want to discuss, I mean, obviously, we could talk about the Bag of Holding and still have time for cocktails afterwards. But the Domped has definitely got some. Maybe we can look at some artifacts one day. But we have a lot of stuff. We have a lot of deep dive material. Now, I do believe, and I could be wrong about this, but I do believe that tomorrow we're going to be able to finish A4, the deep dive into A4, and start the deep dive into the S series. And you might be thinking, hey, so Kyle will be doing the deep dive with you. Not so. It is a school holiday this coming Wednesday down there in land down under. So he will have the kids to hand. So he will be doing dad stuff. And we don't mind, because you know what? We're a very pro dad, pro parenting, pro family YouTube channel. So as far as I'm concerned, that's awesome. Go Kyle. Have fun. But we'll wrap up the A series, probably start deep diving into Tomb of Horrors, and that's going to be fun. That's going to be fun. You better run. You better take cover, Lord Corion. So tomorrow night, just deep dives. No Kyle. We can misbehave. Kyle's not here to make us behave and stay on subject. But then we'll start the march forward with the A series. The floor in here is very hot. So I have systems flooring, or systems carpeting, rather, I should say. Systems carpeting in my man cave. And what this is it's carpet tiles like you would find carpeting a data center. Like if for whatever reason on a raised floor, you wanted an area with carpet, like you wanted to actually have like a conference room, but that was a raised floor area, they make 24-inch carpet tiles. And that's what I wanted to carpet my office with. So my father, knowing industrial construction supply, commercial, not industrial, commercial construction supply, was able to get me just a crap ton of carpet tiles. And so, okay. Anyway, so that's what I have on the floor in here. But they lay on top of bare concrete, so it's a little warm. Except in winter when it's really cold. Vincent asks, the 75 tournament Tomb of Horrors. Yes, that is one of the modules, one of the S modules that I actually have the original tournament version of. Now, if you get, I almost pointed off in that direction, but if you get the Art and Arcana set, which is hiding under the wizard's hat here, that box actually comes with the tournament version of Tomb of Horrors. It's Florida, it's first level above heck. That's why it's hot. You're darn tootin', buddy. And I got to tell you, I spent today from 3 o'clock to about 5 o'clock, 2:30 to 5 o'clock. It doesn't sound like a long time, but boy, was it ever. So I've talked about the tree saga, the tree in the front of the house saga. And I cut down some of the trees and I piled up the branches and whatnot. And I was slowly but surely trimming the branches up and cutting them up with my pathetic little pole saw. Hello, Ricky. And getting all that stuff bagged up. And my neighbor comes by and she says, well, I know someone with a dump bed trailer, which if you can picture in your mind's eye, like a third the size of an actual proper dump truck, but it's just the dump bed part on a trailer. That's what she's talking about. Do you want them to come by and they can pick all this stuff up for you rather than you having to sit out here and cut it up? And I said, well, I don't really have the budget for that. If I had, hello, John David. If I had the budget for tree removal, I would have had somebody do it. already. But we worked out a deal. And he came by today. And part of the deal, to keep the price down, was that I would help him in loading up the trailer. So I spent a few hours doing that, and boy, howdy, was it hot outside. So I did that for a good long stretch today. So Praxis, when you talk about it being Florida and the first level above, heck, temperature-wise, you're absolutely right, my friend. Fortunately, I have my delicious water in my great underground online gaming convention glass, designed by friend of the show. Sorry, I'm a little tired and punchy. The Dungeon Minister. Oh yeah, John David. Yeah, it is expensive. It is very, very expensive. But this guy was just solid. You know, he came in. I have, and yes, P Cybers. The people in heck do like ice water. So John asked me, do I see snakes? The snakes I have seen have all been the good kind that eat bugs and mice. I've never seen any venomous snakes. Just like black garter snakes. Although, now I don't know what kind of snake this is, but I got to share this story because this is too funny, and I'm glad you asked me about that. This is too funny. There is a breed of snake. It is non-venomous. It does that thing in nature where it can basically mimic something that it is not. It has rattlesnake-like markings. And it has learned through evolution to stick its tail into dry leaves and wag the tip of its tail at high speed, so it sounds like rattlesnake rattling. Now, this particular kind of snake, and I can't remember what it is, you'd have to Google this, they have a notoriously bad attitude. They're very territorial, but again, they're not venomous. So I'm taking the trash out one day. Step around the corner of the house, and I hear the rattle. And I froze. It's like, shit, where's it at? I'm slowly looking around. And I see this guy curled up. He's maybe 4 feet away, lying in the shade. But I get a good enough look at him that I'm like, wait a minute. You've just got vague kind of markings on you. You're not a rattlesnake. You're just an old brown. And right about the time, and because I was saying this, right about the time I said brown to say the word brown snake, he strikes. Their tactic is to make a noise like a rattlesnake, lunge like a rattlesnake. They don't want to make contact with you. They're not like a rattlesnake and they want to strike. They want to make it look like they're striking at you. And when whatever it is leaping back away, they get out of dodge, which is exactly what he did. A couple of years later, I took my daughter to the zoo, and I'm talking to the lady in the herpetological house there at the zoo. And I'm describing this because they got, a whole exhibition of Florida snakes. And I'm describing this. She's like, oh yeah, that's and I can't remember what she said. She said, they're jerks. They're jerks. They do that. They have no rattle. They make a rattlesnake-like noise as best they can. How long did it take my pants to dry? I kept it together. I kept it together. Oh, thank you, John David. Yeah, this is all stuff. So if you haven't seen this before, this is all stuff that was in crates and boxes and whatnot. And I got some new shelves and everything. I was sitting like right here. Like you can see the door with the the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. poster on it. So you know how that was like over my left shoulder? And then, you know, behind me, above my head, was the wooden shelf and everything. All that is literally just right over here. This is the wall that had the massive Lord of the Rings display on it, which I haven't decided what I'm going to do with. Probably going to put it on that wall when I get the curio shelf off of that wall. Lord Corion says, so what I'm saying is there is an evolutionary basis for that fake beholder gas spore. Yes. There's an evolutionary basis for mimics. So Gary knew what he was talking about. So there is a specific type of mimic that can mimic that can mimic other snakes. I'll go. That might be a doppelganger. Yeah, Space Hulk. I got. I have first, or I have second, third, and fourth. The board and pieces for fourth are identical to the board and pieces for third. There are some minor rules differences and terrain piece differences, and I found someone who was selling without the box the new, basically the contents of the board game, except for the miniatures, and without the box, for like $30 on eBay. So over in a box over yonder, I have the rules. But if you're not familiar with it, Space Hulk is a great game. It's you've seen Aliens, right? It is Aliens set in the Warhammer 40K universe. You have the squads of Terminator Marines. You know, they wear the big power armor, and they go through these derelict spaceships trying to stop gene stealer infestations of planets. And it's not Warhammer 40K. It's set in the 40K universe. It is a very simple, you can play. I find that you can actually play with up to 4 players. You split the gene stealer forces in half, and you have one player running one squad of Space Marines, another player running another squad of Space Marines. It doesn't just have to be 1v1. But it is loads of fun. And I have both editions of it. Both editions. I have 3 editions of it. I'd love to have an original first edition set, just because it's the first version I played. But man, oh man, when you find those things on eBay. Because it came out it hit in 89, and then second edition, which is this, hit in 94, and then it was like 10 years. I think it's 94. No, it was 2009. So it was 15 years, and they released third edition, and then in 2014 they released fourth edition, but there haven't been any editions after it. My favorite book that I have here, that's easy. That is my first edition Advanced Dungeons and Dragons Dungeon Master's Guide. To quote Conan the Barbarian, that's all you'll ever need. Second runner-up would probably be the Monster Manual. My OD&D books. I love my OD&D books here. Original D&D. And down here on the shelf, I've got my, those are all my books. Every time I went and hung out with Gary or with Dave Arneson, I would take a few books with me, and they'd autograph them for me. Man of War was a good game too. Unless you mean you want to play Man of War like you want to put on some of their music, in which case I can't help you. I'm just not a big fan of meadly. Deities and Demigods is a good one. You know, it's funny. And I want to mention this before we do our thank you and then hop into tonight's AD&D game. I mentioned this before, and I don't do this as bragging because I don't have them. It would be crass for me to say this if I still had all of them. we collected cans back in the day to buy them a lot cheaper then. But yeah, I know you love Man of War, Ricky. But everybody talks about how super duper rare and hyper impossible it is to get a copy of the Unexpurgated Deities and Demigods. I have had 13 unexpurgated copies of Deities and Demigods. It's not hard to find. It really isn't. I think according to Jim Ward, my initial number said they printed about 40,000 of them. Jim says the number is more like 80,000, I think. I don't want to put words in Jim's mouth, but I believe he said it was 80,000. And given the toughness of the books, he estimates that probably like 7/8 of them are still in circulation. That's not rare. That's not rare at all. So the fact that they command hundreds and hundreds of dollars, there's a good PDF of it, folks. I mean, normally I would never say yo ho ho, raise the skull and crossbones. Avast, lads. But if you want an Unexpurgated Deities and Demigods, go out there and do the Google blip bloop, and you'll find it. And you'll find it. So I can't remember. I don't think Jim signed my current copy of Deities and Demigods. My monster manual, I've got Tom Wham's autograph is hidden inside it. Darlene, the artist Darlene, has signed my Dungeon Master's Guide twice. David S. LaForce, not only did David sign it, he drew an absolutely gorgeous redo of some of his art elsewhere in the book on the inside cover, which I've shown you guys, and Gary has autographed it. Jim says 80,000 copies. Unexpurgated. To expurgate something is to remove parts of it. Unexpurgated, like take a rap album, like the version that they sell in Walmart, where curse words are all bleeped out, versus what you could buy in an indie record store. No curse words are bleeped out. The one you buy in Walmart is the expurgated version. The one you buy in the indie record store is the unexpurgated version. TK says basically uncensored. Yeah, so uncensored versus censored. But yeah, I've had over a dozen of them. One day we were planning to go. We wanted to have a family day out, and we were like, okay, well, I guess we'll pack sandwiches, and we've got enough money to, for gas. And it's like, wait a second, we can have a better day out than this. So I grabbed a stack of them, went on Facebook and said, hey, friendos, I've got a bunch of copies of these. I don't want to fart around with eBay, $45 a piece. And I sold like 7 of them in the space of like 20 minutes. Folks PayPal'd me. I mean, $45 for a gaming hardback is more than fair. They went like that. And we were able to go. We were able to have a fine day. You're quite welcome. And speaking of people who are welcome, I want to take a minute to thank some folks who help us do things. They literally help us keep the lights on around here. So let's take a minute to thank Joshua Garlock, Lord Corion, Ricky Maru, Mobius, Kevin Reynolds, Doomsword Deathmaster, Mark Simpson, Damien, James F. Keck, Damien X247, James F. Keck, William Smith, The Dungeon Minister, Manny Wall, Mark Corey, Kevin Wood, Todd Sharp, ouch, Carnivore Farmer, Rob Knows I Can't Say That, Gillis, Jeremy Rule, Boganor, Mikey Mank, Sky Hernstrom, that's pretty awesome. Sky's been a guest on the show, amazing fantasy author, and Pete Sullivan is our latest contributor through Patreon, and we thank them all so very, very much for their help. That's awesome. I love all you guys. I just wanted to take a minute to thank those folks in particular. And if you want to support the show, you can do it 2 ways now. Now I'm working on YouTube memberships. I gotta figure out how to get that switched on. But right now, through Subscribestar at the-Delvers-Dungeon, or through Patreon, The Delvers Dungeon, all is one word. If you want to support us, that's awesome. If you want to support us just by stopping by and saying hi and watching the show and hitting that like button, clicking that subscribe button, and clicking that bell icon, that's cool too. Like I said, love you regardless. Call your cell the next time that hits you. If I had any more, my friend, I absolutely would. All right. Well, let me see. Where are my studio cans at, guys? What'd I do with them? No, seriously. Where are my headphones? Here they are. I knew where they were. I just wanted to know if you guys knew where they were. So let us return to our sojourn in the world of Greyhawk. And welcome our adventurers. Lynx the Fighter. Abner. Sir Outlier. And Turgo the Thief. Good evening, gentlemen.
Howdy.
How are you all?
You forgot one thing with your stream. You didn't mention you didn't mention your OnlyFans.
Tonight this is my OF. You guys see that? That's my OF. You got to be careful with that. Remember, I got demonetized for a week on a joke video for saying those words. And that's the truth.
It's because it was a bad joke. They're just like,
yeah.
We don't want that stuff on our channel.
Exactly. They didn't demonetize me for saying that. They demonetized me just for the dad joke. They were like, no. Yes, 10 is still the highest tier, John David. I'm planning on expanding that, but right now, 10 is. May the gods' favor be upon you all. So when last we left the group, I believe you had swiftly made your exit after electing to not engage in a little bit of ad hoc necromancy within Castle Greyhawk.
Yeah, we had that the wand identified, a rod, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Rod of Resurrection.
A rod of resurrection.
Which Sir Outlier has, and then we had a bit of do we dig up this body or that body? Which body do we dig up in the graveyard?
Yeah, the poor beleaguered men-at-arms who are like, we're not engineers. We're not grave robbers. Please stop.
It's kind of like when you keep trying to rearrange the furniture, like, what if the couch goes over there? What if we dig up this body? No, put that one back. But what about this one?
Yes. Yes, indeed. So that is what you've got. So have you settled down for the evening before you elect to go further?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're definitely healing.
Okay. All right. When you've got that feeling, you need at least 8 hours of rest and healing, with all apologies to, I think that was Al Green. Anyway, while you're resting, TK, have Sir Outlier give me a save versus spells, please.
Sure.
Great way to start.
Also, can I use... is this before or after I'd be able to use my cure spells to heal everyone up?
Not
this ain't good.
Not salient to your saving throw, but if you want to use your cure spells first, that's fine.
That's fine. I regain enough for full, and I have one more who wants it.
I need some healing, but all right, I get it.
No? Alright. Shit in the box. There we go. D8 flat, not +1. So,
Yep.
7.
That is correct.
7 for you.
Full health.
Awesome. Okay, now let's give you that saving throw. I didn't want to be at 12 hit points if I could help it. That's probably a fail. Is it a mine? Nah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, it's a fail.
Okay. So the rest of you are sleeping. Your healed wounds a little stiff, but there's a good warming fire going in the hearth in the longhouse. TK Sir Outlier is not so fortunate, though. You have a very uneasy slumber. You awaken. All of your comrades and your men-at-arms lie sound asleep in their beds. There's a faint mist upon the floor of the longhouse, and you can see there's a figure standing near the door, a stout figure, a dwarven figure, luminous in countenance, just standing there, slowly shaking its head and looking at you. Very sad, somber expression. No sound does it make, but its shoulders lift and its chest expands as though sighing deeply. The door, it turns and opens the door soundlessly, looking back at you one last time, and beckons as it walks out.
And the saving throw was to resist waking up, or do I feel compelled to follow?
You feel compelled to follow.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have my spells still or no? Like in this experience, do I have, because I would still have one protection from evil left.
I'm going to say that, yeah, you've still got your protection from evil spells.
Okay, then if I have to follow, I will at least cast Prot E on myself and then walk out the door.
Okay.
Sir Outlier is a cleric first and fool second.
All right. The door being on a wooden hinge, would make kind of a creaking, grinding sound there as it rotates on its post. It's completely silent. Your feet barely make a sound as you walk out into the cold, cold Greyhawk night of early spring. The same mist that was ankle deep in the room likewise clings to the ground here. You glance to your left and to your right. You don't see the form, but over near the graves of your fallen comrades, there is a strange luminosity.
Okay. My spellcasting didn't wake anybody up in the house?
No,
Okay.
it did not.
They don't seem to be stirring or anything like that?
They are not.
Okay. Then I will take this, at least in good faith, as a vision from my god. Because I apparently still have at least some minor connection with them.
Sure.
And, well, I mean, like, the spell went off. That's his line of thinking.
Yeah, exactly. You didn't feel like, your prayers were bouncing off the roof or anything.
So yeah, I'll go ahead and investigate.
Okay. It should be literally a 10-second walk up that path to the slightly raised spot where the bodies of your fallen comrades lay. It feels nothing short of an eternity as you walk. The ground, less like you're walking forward on the ground and more like each step pushes the earth underneath you. But eventually you do arrive there. Now, although, of course, the world of Greyhawk is not tied to our own Christian reality, the cross is recognized as a universal holy symbol. And above the grave of Average, there is a cross, a white cross, but it's upside down.
Woo!
Written in red, you're not sure if it's blood or if it's red paint. Down the long piece, it reads, Average burns in the abyss forever.
Sounds about right.
And there's a snaking arrow pointing down at the freshly turned earth. The rest of you in the longhouse are started awake by yells of terror from one of your friends. Outlier sits bolt upright on his pallet, screams, yells in terror, and runs straight for the closed door.
Somebody grab him.
Yeah. What is Lynx doing, Lord Corian?
So he's running to the entrance.
Yeah, he's headed straight to the door.
I'll try and stop him either by grabbing him or trying to hold the door shut.
All right. Mark, how about Abner?
Abner is grumpy. His rest was disturbed. He's telling his men-at-arms, silence that fool. I need my sleep.
Dang old wizard.
The men-at-arms are looking at each other and looking at the dwarf who's currently prying the door open, and are like, if that dwarf's having a fit. Turgo, or Doomsword, what is Turgo doing?
I'm going to watch. I mean, unless Lynx has a javelin I can borrow.
All right.
I'm not at 6 hit points yet.
2 javelins.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lynx, roll initiative.
I got a 3.
TK, roll initiative.
Oh, sure. I got a 3. I think my dex is higher, though.
Okay.
I got 14.
I have a 17.
Yeah. So as you're putting your hand on Outlier's shoulder, he has yanked the door open and bolted out into the night.
Wow, he can move fast for a dwarf.
Yeah.
In my mind, it's like a scene from Hercules because of the gloves, to where it's just like grab, pull out of the way, throw, grab, pull out of the way, throw. It's just like
Okay, so let's see.
Well, he didn't grab his weapons. We could just wait till he comes back.
I'm pretty sure I'm running out there naked at this point.
Oh, I don't need to know the Outlier sleeps raw.
Probably
Okay.
should go get him.
All right, let's see. You don't have anything to drop. Let's see. So let's see. melee rounds. Let's roll one more initiative check, please, Lynx and Outlier.
Oh, nope, not one.
I got a
You're
2.
gone.
Okay.
We both trip.
Yeah, you're both stumbling through the woods. Outlier, you don't even know where you're going. You're half awake, running through the tamarack stands in the swamps outside Castle Greyhawk. One more initiative roll.
What time of night is it? Out of curiosity.
Ooh, please roll a 6.
I rolled a 1 again.
Damn it, I rolled a 5. I'm wasting all my good initiative rolls.
It is 4:00 in the morning.
Oh.
It is a couple of hours before sunrise.
Oh, he'll be fine. Ugh.
So, after a few moments of running in terror, Outlier, you come back to your senses. You're sucking in great lungfuls of cold, damp air, and you hear footfalls behind you. Lynx is panting, and Lynx, you see, Outlier has stopped running, and it's just crickets. it's just crickets. The pre-dawn sky is starless and Bible black.
All right, you done with your morning constitutional? You want to go back?
I'm going to break off a branch from the nearest tree and proceed to hit Lynx with it. I need to reaffirm something.
What is your armor class, Lynx?
Well, I'm definitely out of my armor, so I don't know.
Yeah,
It'd probably
yeah,
be
that-
like a 10 or whatever.
That
Yeah.
hits.
Is this an attempt to actually do damage, or
I'm not attempting to do damage. I'm making sure he is real.
Okay, so yeah, it's just a SWAT. Yeah, he's very real. I'm guessing Lynx is like, ow.
I told you, ask the question if we get incepted. Don't hit me.
I don't know. I know what Lynx in pain sounds like. It's really hard to, replicate that. Okay, yeah, we'll go back. And something house possessed by demons, something hallucinations, something.
Yeah. When you're walking back towards the Longhouse encampment, you can't help but glance over the little memorial garden for your fallen comrades. There's no cross. The earth is not freshly turned. Looks like it has.
Well, technically it would have because, but yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah. There's no reference to Carrie there anymore. If Ghostbusters can do it, so can I.
Okay, well, I'll go back and put my clothes on.
God, I forgot about that. Listen, there need to be some standards to letting people into this adventuring group. Do you promise not to run? Do you promise to wear underwear? All right, you're in.
To be fair,
It's a nice low bar.
I think as a dwarf, I would consider my clothes armor at that point. Like, everything else is undergarments. If I'm not at least wearing a male shirt, I'm naked.
Alignment checks, promises not to engage in thieving from the party. No, just do you wear clothes to bed?
You must wear pants 9/10 of the day.
Yes.
We could have a team pajamas or something every night.
God.
Order of the Underoos. Okay. So the next morning comes. Well, later that morning, you awaken, of course. Did Outlier go back to sleep, like get dressed, but then go back to sleep, or you're done with sleep?
Do I feel like I've slept sufficiently?
You feel like you need some alcohol, probably.
Probably. Well, you drank all my alcohol.
Well, you slept for, from whenever you went to bed till about 4 o'clock in the morning. So yeah.
Okay. If I feel fine, then I will just sit and have a drink, and where I would presumably find a drink because my bottle of whiskey is smashed, and I think I stole someone else's. So
Sounds about right.
I mean, there's wine. Even the men at arms have wine skins.
I'm borrowing this. You aren't getting it back. Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The screaming dwarf demanded my wine. Which sounds like the title of an early Pink Floyd album, or song at the very least.
So, do you know what happens when there's an angry dwarf? He'll tear your arms off.
Okay. The sun is up. The sun is the morning sun is rising. It's kissing the day. What do you guys wish to do?
Well, Outlier, you feel ready to try and get some more treasure?
My spell's fine, I presume.
Yeah, you can memorize up to what, second level?
No, I'm only first.
Oh yeah. Then you need to take 15 minutes to pray, and then you're good.
Okay, well, then I would have already done that. I still have my faith in my God, and my husband is dead, and regardless of whatever he is, that is currently his problem, not mine. So,
Interrupt him at 14 minutes and 30 seconds.
Yeah, right. And no, that's about it. So yeah, sure. Let's go for it.
All right. Well, Turgo and Abner got a good night's sleep. They just and rolled over.
Should have let him ran, Turgo. Should have let him ran.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he almost became Sir Below Average on his own, but
that's my third character, Sir Mediocre. It's fine.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
All nines, just all nines.
Close.
I guess we start marching towards the courtyard.
All right. It is a clear, cold morning there in the world of Greyhawk, and you are marching back towards the castle.
I'm thinking we're going back to the elevator rooms, right?
Yes. Works for me.
Has it been more than a week since we've been in that god-awful sewer?
No.
Okay. Then yeah.
It's been a day since you guys were... I'm assuming by god-awful sewer you're referring to my carefully crafted Nightmare Wonderland?
No. I mean the cistern itself. It's been a little while since we've been actually in the cistern.
Oh, yes. It has been many, many, many days since you went down through the cistern.
Crazy idea, guys. Do we think it's been enough time for the orcs to have given up and think we've left them for a week, or do we want to leave it for a few more weeks?
What orcs?
Yeah, didn't
Well,
they
there's plenty of
leave?
them down there.
Yeah.
I thought they left, right?
Look.
The evac.
Well, the longer we wait, the higher their chances of coming back are, though.
Yeah, I agree with that. They've probably had ample time for reinforcements, but they might want more.
So, if we're going to explore down there, we have a couple of options. Either, right, wait a long time and just hope they forget about this entrance, leave it alone, and we'll come back in and storm through the place like it's nothing. Or we do it now before they come back and just see if we can find anything else. Or we go back down the tower and putz around with the other options.
I think we can do any of those. I don't think they'll leave it alone until every last one of them is slain.
Whichever way we go, I want to get more of those pamphlets.
What's your
Can we just go over there
fascination
for a
with
second?
that?
Yeah, absolutely. I need to grab a chair anyway.
All right,
That's
catch
number
you later.
I'm tempted to not go the cistern because we had trouble finding treasure throughout the orc area, and our options are pick a whole new area and like go fight the hobgoblins, which are going to be terrible, or we can continue down the current path we have, which is
I will say the current path has led us to several ogres and some troglodytes, though. And if we're going to make a habit of fighting ogres, I just want to be clear. One of us is getting our head smashed in, and it's probably going to be us.
Yeah, what's the problem?
Abner doesn't have a problem.
Okay, Abner, you're in the front row.
I'll bring up the rear.
Quick question.
Yes.
My men-at-arms and Leo and Nurm.
Mm-hmm.
Who all are we taking? I'm asking the players here.
Well, we're leaving at least 2 to guard and kind of just watch over the animals and stuff.
Awesome. Good. Just want to make sure my valet is properly guarded.
Yeah, we'll take Leo and Nurm and leave your guys. If anything, I know that the worst mine will do is run away.
I will take one of my bodyguards.
They're yours, all right.
Yep.
Okay. So you have a total of 3 men-at-arms going with you?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
What about Jeebus and Valoric? I'm fine with leaving the wizard behind. He's useless anyway, but what about the cleric?
He could stay, have healing spells for when we inevitably come back and need healing.
He should just stand in the courtyard and wait.
Yeah.
You just pull his arm down and he dispenses healing.
Yes. Valoric opines that, I should hold on to the Rod of Resurrection and stay back up here. If something jumps out at us, these boys are going to need as much backup as possible. But if you guys come out dragging one of y'all dead, we want to be able to get you back to life as quickly as possible.
Hey, Valoric, did I ever show you this potion I got?
Nope.
Yeah, have a look. I'm going to show it to him. See if he can tell me anything about it. What do you make of that? All right, so it's
Your your dungeon master needed a little hydration there, and all I have left is ice.
It's a crunchy potion.
Now, see that you're not going to get that on Critical Role, guys. This is natural stuff we do at a gaming table. But anyway, Valoric holds the potion up to the light, shakes it, uncorks it, tastes it. Kind of becomes indistinct for a second.
Keel's over dead.
And he says, I don't know. I felt kind of misty, sort of incorporeal.
Gassy.
No,
He's
it
always
doesn't
gassy.
really bother me
Just
that
walk
much.
behind that guy sometime.
No.
All right, well, thank you for your service. You go ahead and hand it back now.
Yeah, you think it's a potion of gaseous form.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Almost as good as a potion of stinking cloud.
Okay, so what next and where to? You guys taking the elevator down or what?
If I had to vote, my vote's for the elevator, but I'll go.
Yeah, let's take the elevator down.
Okay.
You're the leader.
I'll prop the door open with another chair, presumably, if there is one.
There is.
What's the pamphlet du jour?
The pamphlet du jour is get a good night's rest at Castle Greyhawk. You'll never wake up.
This time I don't just take one, I take several.
Okay. And the little cartoony character beneath that saying looks suspiciously a lot like Outlier with a rictus of fear on his sleeping face.
They always get the nose wrong.
All right. Going to the elevator then?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Proceed to the elevator.
Anyone want to go right? Anyone?
What's that way?
I gotta what?
Abner hasn't
12 and
gone
20.
that way.
It's like a new PC initiation. You go to the right. We'll wait here for you.
Yeah.
Come out with like gray hair, eyes the size of a saucer. Why did you tell me to go down there?
Again.
It's rule 3. Don't run away. Wear underwear. And you have to go right first day.
This
It's
time
a
we'll,
rite of passage.
Dear diary, I've clearly signed on with a group of chaotic neutrals.
Oh man.
let's go left.
Yeah.
All right. There is the elevating room, just as you've left it.
First level
Hear
down.
that
Yeah.
enchanted
That amazing music. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
much better voice.
Doors slide open, and you're looking out into the gallery. Various broken bits of furniture, trampled tapestries, smashed candelabras, junk piled into this room, as it has been before.
So if we go out the passageway that's opposite us and go north,
Mhm.
we'll end up at a crossroads where we might encounter that dog again. Do we want to do that, or do we want to go south?
It would be a good thing to know. We lowered those, right? We lowered
we
those
didn't.
gates. Let's go back and lower those gates.
We had discussed that. I think that is a good idea. We must be cautious, though,
For
in case that dog is around.
For full disclosure, I have no holy water, no flaming oil, and no whiskey.
No whiskey. Crap. Yeah,
We're pretty light on supplies, guys.
We need to be cautious, and let's close those gates.
Turgo, there's 2 gates. I don't think you were here when we went this way, but we've encountered a foul fiend past 2 gates, and we need to make sure that these 2 gates are closed. At the very least, to cause the fiend to take the long way around. Can you scout ahead?
Yeah, no problem.
Can you go close the gates for us?
Sure.
Awesome.
All right, Turgo. How far ahead of the party are you guys? Just waiting there, and Turgo, you're just going to go off on your own?
Are they coming or are they staying?
I heard they were waiting there, so I don't want to.
If we can be stealthy by just sitting here quiet, not moving, even if we just sit in the elevator, right? And you can just move in shadows and just stealth your way through.
We'll come up to the crossroads, so that way it's just a straight run to go rescue him.
Yeah. So go north through the ogre chamber to the crossroads. He'll go east to close the gates.
We'll be in sight of him basically still. So
Right. So I guess it's just me and my pole and my boots that will hopefully allow me to move silently.
Okay. Put a noose on that thing and make it a gallows pole. All right. Okay, so you head around. There's a faint smell of death in the chamber where you fought the ogres before, but it's largely faded. You know, there's a few pools of dried blood there, and that, you know, that kind of jives, right?
Sure.
Then it occurs to you that doesn't jive at all because you fought the ogres back in the long chamber what came in here and died.
Or what dragged him in here and ate him.
Indeed. So that's a little unsettling. Maybe, you think, perhaps. But be that as it may, when you come out of the room, you look to the left, look to the right. Dust on my monitor, sorry. And just as you round the corner to the right near the portcullis, you hear a chittering sound and squeaking sound. You are not surprised. They were putting up quite a racket. They kind of start and slowly look in your direction. You have a round. You actually have 2 rounds or 2 segments of surprise. Down the hall near the portcullises are maybe 10 to a dozen giant rats eating something. You have a couple of segments of surprise. What do you wish to do?
So the rest of the party were positioning themselves to where I could see them. And that's not on the other side of the rats, right? That's like you guys looking at from behind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I turn around and run.
Okay, so you've got your 3 segments of movement. Let's look at the map here. You're up here. The party came down here. So 3 segments. That's
12.
Let's see. That's 12 feet, 36 feet. So you're just beyond the ogre room. The rest of the party, you see Turgo stop, look to the right, look back at you guys, and then turns and bolts towards you guys. Behind him, with a blood-chilling cry of squeakity, squeakin', squeakin', squeak, as he is almost to you with your light sources, because you've got some humans, you need some light sources. You can see a small wave of giant rats bounding after Turgo.
It's the shape-shifting demon, and he brought friends.
Have at it.
Yeah. Start siding forward.
I'll be in the front line.
Mhm.
I guess with Sir Outlier.
Okay, so you guys are basically going to spend the round forming up into a skirmish line, yeah?
Mm.
Okay. The rats are stampeding. They are small enough that essentially the bulk of them can move abreast, although it's like, one stumbles, 4 of them crawl over the top. Some of them kind of, form a little wave and crawl up the wall and so on. Why don't we go ahead and roll initiative to see what's going on? And Mark, roll initiative for the party. Give me a D6.
5.
Nice.
Okay, you guys are set and ready when the rats lunge forward fearlessly, attacking you. They are sub-hit die creatures. Those of you fighter types in the front rank who are fighting them will fight them a number of rats equal to your hit dice. So we'll go around the table. Lynx the fighter.
Well, I gotta hit him 3 times then.
Alrighty.
Are we declaring or are we going?
Yes, we're doing declarations. Mark?
Abner is cowering in the back with his bodyguard, but we brought Leo or Nerm, and they'll step forward and hit a rat.
Okay. Turgo, you just bolted back to the back ranks, I'm guessing?
Yeah, and I'll draw my short sword and attack any that make it through.
Okay. Well, you spent this round moving, so you're getting behind the party. And finally, Outlier.
I'll side through 2 of them.
Alrighty. Go ahead and make your attack roll then. Lynx, we'll start with you.
That's at least 2 hits for 2 and 8 damage.
You slay 2 of them. There are 11 left. Mark, you want to roll for Leo and Nerm?
Yeah, I did. I think we only have one of them, so
We have
Leo
both.
rolled a 9. Oh, we both have both? Sorry. Then 9 and an 8. I don't think either one would hit.
No, not for them there.
They're level 0.
Yes. And finally, Outlier.
2 rats explode.
Okay.
Unless
Well-
they have more than 7 hit points.
Oh, no. No dire giant rats. Sorry, not this edition. All right, well, I know what the rats are going to do in the next round. You all know that they're afraid of fire, just FYI. Is Link's going to instabulate one of them?
I'm having too much fun for fire. I'm stabbing them.
All right. Leo and Nerm?
Stab, and Abner's higher bodyguard has a torch, so he'll wave it in front of him, hope to scare 1 or 2 away.
Okay. Is Abner's bodyguard with Abner?
Yeah, so he's probably in the back. Not very useful.
Yeah, he's in the back. Right?
But he's trying. He's trying.
Okay, fair enough. In case they come through, he's ready. Turgo is standing by in case the rats break through the skirmish line, yes?
Yes.
And Outlier is getting ready to make some rat etouffee, yes?
Mm-hmm. Am I the
All
only
right.
one that's seeing your follower do the YMCA dance with torches?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, TK, roll initiative for us, please.
5.
It is a tie, and their tiny rat mouths are going to go first. So, Lynx, you're getting 4. Each of the men-at-arms is getting 2, and Outlier, you are getting 4. Is that, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, so TK, you're getting 3.
Weird.
All right, so Lynx.
Good thing I remembered to put on my armor.
It is a good thing you remember to put on your armor because you are bitten for 4 points of damage from 2 rats. Okay. Let's see. Leo. Nerm. And finally, Outlier.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That is all their attacks. Let's go ahead and counterattack, please.
Does an AC 6 hit?
Yes.
Then 2 more explode.
Pop, pop. You have 1 rat left on you.
Leo and Nerm are not getting their pay today. They're just not hitting
Okay.
anything.
Lynx.
Hit for 7 and 3.
Pop, pop. You have 2 on you. So 2, 2, 2, 1. Continuing to melee, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Initiative, please. You're sitting off over there by yourself, not doing anything. Doom Sword, roll initiative for the party, please.
That's 6.
Party will go first. For those of you who are curious, in Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, fighter types can fight a number of creatures that are less than 1 hit dice in power, equal to their own level. So if, say, Lynx was a 5th level fighter, he could attack up to 5 rats in a single round.
If only, but only hit 2 and a 6.
2 and a 6. The remaining rats on you are destroyed.
2 more pop.
Okay.
Will a 13 hit a rat?
Yes.
And rat gets hit for 2 points of damage.
Rat ceases to exist.
X rat.
So I have all of those fighting Lynx are dead. All of those fighting Outlier are dead. There is 1 on Nerm and 2 on Leo. We'll just...
Closers get help, Leo and Nerm.
Let's stand back and, hand the boy a stick and say, beat it to death.
If the rats win, we're hiring them.
Right.
Definitely. They might be more effective.
Oh, I see what's going on there.
We
No
should hire
wonder.
those giant scorpions.
Just helmets moving along the floor.
They get little helmets. Yes.
See, that's why the points would make sense.
Okay, Leo is bitten for a point of damage.
Ouch.
Alrighty.
All right, this is how you do it. And I step up and try and take all 3 out.
Do it.
Uh, 2 hits. 5 and
Okay. You destroy them. There is 1 giant rat left.
I guess Leo and Nerm will give it a try.
All right, let's roll initiative.
Ah, yes.
You will probably go first unless you roll a 1.
I'll roll.
Okay.
Rolled a 5.
All right, party goes first.
And a 19 was rolled. I think that probably hits.
That hits. Unless you roll a 1 for damage, it dies.
Good job. That's what we want to happen every time you swing.
Leo and Nerm are starting to get, like that. Okay, yeah.
It just never sinks in.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
It will,
They wake up every morning, no memories of what happened last time.
it's Groundhog Day.
They spend all their pay on booze. That's why they always have booze, even when we're running out.
That's where their brain cells go. I see.
There you go.
All right, Turgo. Well, I think we need to go and force maybe to check the gates at this point, just in case there's more. So,
Well, it looked like they were feasting on something down there. I can take a look and see what that is, or we can all go. I didn't see anything beyond them, but that's not to say there isn't.
Well, let's go close the
we'll
gate while you
follow.
look.
Yeah, you go ahead and look, and we'll follow much closer, like
All right.
feet or something.
Sounds good to me. Yeah, so that's what we'll do. We'll proceed the same way I did, in the general moving silently, kind of cautiously with those guys about 35 feet behind me.
Okay. Well, let's see if anything was attracted to the sound of your battle. No. So you move back to the portcullis. Whatever the rats were eating, you get close enough to it that you almost just lose your lunch. The smell is just ungodly bad. Given the mottled greenish brown color of the skin and the oily texture of the little bit of skin that's left and the bits of crest, and I don't mean the toothpaste, you suspect that a troglodyte probably ran afoul of the giant rats.
All right. There's not like a ring on a finger laying there or something that I can just snag.
Well, let's see.
3 gold teeth.
Yeah. Which it rises up and puts in your neck.
Nobody would want to buy a troglodyte's gold teeth, even if it had them. Oh God.
No, you don't. He has no coin on him. Just a crude, broad-headed spear.
Okay. All right. So I'll take a look at the portcullis.
It is open.
Right, and it looks like I basically just pull it down.
Well, I mean, you've got a windlass there next to you.
Oh, right. Yeah. I'm going to look that over carefully, attempting to detect any traps that might be upon it or anywhere along the mechanism, just to be on the safe side.
God, it's almost like you'd think that I was going to put some kind of horrible contact poison on it, or yellow mold spores inside the windlass that automatically poof out when you turn it, regardless.
Yeah, that's a good one.
You are. Come on.
Cement.
He's just avoiding cooties.
Rock grubs.
Okay.
Or that.
Although I guess on a mechanical lever like that, they'd be rod grubs, but
They would.
I'm not very proud of that joke, but on the other hand, I am very proud of that joke. And I'm sure the players and our audience are thinking, why? Okay. It does not appear to be trapped.
All right. Do I assume that it cranks to the clockwise or counterclockwise to lower it? I would assume counterclockwise.
Sure.
I'll try to turn it that way.
All right. It makes a ratcheting and clanging sound, and the portcullises lower down.
Okay. What's so hard about that? I don't know, 15 giant rats, a winch.
Well, there's 2 portcullises, right?
Well, we only need the one.
I still want both closed.
Then
There
you
was
walk
2
in there.
portcullises.
No.
All right, so what was so hard about 50% of that? I'll do the rest.
Yeah, we found a dog that made us afraid of doing that. So thank you, Turgo.
You're welcome.
There's one passage from near here that we haven't taken, a northern passage that slightly northeast. Shall we go to there and take that one?
Yeah, I think filling out this side of the map would be better.
Mm-hmm.
All right. As it happens, Turgo, after you lower those,
Yes.
and you're moving back down the hall to the west, from the right-hand side, you hear a faint moaning sound. Sounds like it's coming from the hallway on the north-hand side, the one that runs to the northeast.
Yeah, I'd like to spring back, if possible, a couple of feet.
Back towards the portcullis?
Yeah, and draw my short sword, if I can do both of those things.
All right, okay. You spring back. You were not surprised that whatever it is, it's not trying to keep quiet. Shuffling out of that northern opening are 3 figures. Remind me, Turgo. Yeah, okay, so you can barely see this. Oh, wait, the party isn't that far away, and they have a light source.
Mm-hmm.
So just faintly illuminated, you see 3 figures, bluish, just dead, bluish, greenish skin, in tattered clothes, shuffling towards you.
Mm-hmm.
Eyes rolled up, hands extended. Zombies.
Question for the DM.
Yes.
Do I add my charisma modifier, if any, on my turning checks?
No.
Okay.
You do not.
I do not have one anyway. So, I mean, all I have to do is roll above a 13, guys. What do you think?
Well, the rest of the party, you guys are still down south there waiting?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Lynx, you hear something to the north. Oh.
Turgo.
Not my fault.
I didn't do it.
Not my
The
tempo.
portcullis is down. At least one of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
Okay,
think
so
we
what are you
got
guys
both of them.
doing? These Turgo, your 3 zombies are moving down the hall towards you.
Right. Or am I engaged and melee with them yet? Like without
None of them
or-
have presented you with a promissory band or really initiated dating, so not so much.
All right, well, I'm non-committal anyway, so
That I understand. No, you were able to move back quickly enough that. Well, no, you just said you jumped back a few feet, so yeah, you're gonna have to attack one of them.
right. Yeah, I'll make a fighting
You can't
withdrawal.
stand there and get beaten by them. You know.
No, I'd like to make a fighting withdrawal.
Okay, well, first you're gonna have to fight if you're gonna be withdrawing. So go ahead and roll your attack. You go first against zombies.
Yeah, great. Yeah, well, I'll stab one of them right in the sternum.
Okay.
Not with that roll, but I tried.
Okay. And all but one of these zombies, they're very just badly put together, you know? Like one of them is like just missing a lower jaw, just the tongue is just kind of flapping out. In all cases, their flesh has completely rotted through. And in fact, your sword thrust you'd have gotten him if he actually had any meat on him where your sword went. You're like, hi! Oh, crap. All right. The rest of you hear the sounds of battle to the north. Oh, Lord. Okay.
That's clearly a miss.
Or the sound of Turgo's death.
Bill is
I guess I
enjoying
run
this too much.
extra fast up there.
Yeah, I have
Okay,
enough
so
hit
you guys
points
are-
to hopefully survive.
Do you?
I
I will
said
turn the
hopefully.
undead from his corpse.
Okay. Yeah. So from up north, as you guys are running along, you hear Turgo screaming, "Choke on him!" And a ripping and tearing sound. Turgo, you take 15 points of damage from the zombies.
I had 17, so
Oh, okay. So yeah, you're not going out like Colonel Rhodes yet.
no. The good hit points is the only reason I have false courage there.
Okay.
Now,
Now you're terrified beyond all capacity for rational thought.
exactly.
Alrighty. So the zombies are hovering over you, and they're not ghouls. They're just beating on you and clawing you and scratching you. They're not eating you in the process. You know, once you're dead, they'll just kind of stand there and look at you and then shuffle off to do whatever. So at the end of the round, basically, the party arrives. You come around the corner. There's Turgo looking very injured and 3 zombies. And one of them kind of shuffles around.
Uh-oh. Something got unplugged. Or that's me.
No.
Yeah, we
The
lost
zombies
you down.
killed his audio.
Yeah.
I had a message pop up on mine saying my mic was unplugged, and I had shifted my laptop a little, but it was still plugged in, and the message just went away.
I hear Turgo.
Yeah,
I don't hear
I
Bill,
think
though.
streaming. I think it's having a problem.
I had to say the same thing about my mic earlier. I had to just unplug and plug my mic back in.
Okay, there we go.
Hey.
There we go. I just voice meter software. It's a fantastic piece of software by the guys. This is not an endorsement. Just if you're doing streaming voice meter, I give it a thumbs up. Okay. So yeah, you guys have arrived. You automatically get initiative against the zombies. The party may attack.
Can I turn undead?
Well, I suppose eventually you could.
No, I do not.
I'm going to try and get in front of Turgo.
Thank you.
Leo and Norm will stab things.
Okay, make your attacks, please.
I assume I get one.
Ooh. Leo and Norm learned their lessons, a 19 and a 20.
Roll the damage, please.
7 points in total.
7 points in total. Okay, by their powers combined, are they focusing on a single target or splitting?
They all focus on a single target, yes.
Okay, one zombie is completely destroyed.
And I hit for 6.
That destroys that one, and there is one distressingly robust zombie left.
It's a big boom.
Anybody attacking that one?
I failed to turn undead, so.
Okay, so there's one zombie left. Is anyone else meleeing with it?
Turgo, are you attacking or getting back?
I'm never attacking again.
Turgo's learned his lesson.
All right. The zombie just kind of lunges at random at, the party is really, they're the focus of this adventurous story. So the zombie's not going to bother with the men at arms. Lynx. What is Lynx's armor class?
2, which I hear is good.
All the kids are armor class 2 these days. I hear it's the best armor class. Bear with me a second.
That means he's applying the poison damage.
Yes.
Poison zombies, right?
No, the psionic zombie is winding up to hit you guys with it insinuation. Let's see. That will hit. It actually does like claw you and tries to get its thumbs into your eyes. So you take thumb to eye damage of 8 points. Wow.
I'm still up, but that's a lot.
Yeah.
I call first healing.
All right, new round. Party attacks first.
Leo and Norm
Brains.
do something useful, hopefully.
Send more cops.
2 points of damage against that.
Okay. It just reaches over and grabs your sword, and it's like just pushes it out. I mean, it still takes damage, but it's just like shove.
Well, I'll stab it for 3.
All right. Anyone else?
I don't have the armor class 10.
Somebody better, because I don't want to get hit again.
Well, I'll attack it. Whatever.
All right.
I'll stab it with my short sword. Yeah, that hits armor class 10.
Oh, dear. Let's see. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Pick me.
Lynx! It misses you. Just kind of flaps a hand on your shield and drags it down. Its decaying nails splintering off as it's trying to claw at you.
Hey, just had to polished.
Ah! All right, counterattack, Barty.
Why did the zombies sound like they just had a lot of Novocaine? Maybe.
If nobody else kills it, I do.
Oh,
Okay.
Feel good.
Leo and Norm missed.
Because I wasn't either.
Oh God! So I finally put the holy warhammer symbol away, and it's just like.
Turgo and Abner are like, I thought you said you killed it when you destroyed the brain. Okay, the zombies have now been destroyed with a great fanfare. So let's see. Nope, nothing comes looking for you. You guys are all still alive. You survived a couple of fairly low-level encounters. I guess you're going to continue adventuring, right?
After
I
healing.
get some healing.
That's 8. That's 8 hit points for the thief.
Thank you.
And if I have time to cast a second healing spell, that is 5 hit points for the fighter.
All right, that is a full turn of casting, but nothing comes looking for you.
And now I have 1 first level spell left.
What spell is it you have memorized?
Proc E.
Okay.
Always Proc E.
Alrighty. Passage to the north, angling to the northeast. Passage to the west, to the Misty Mirror Chamber. Passage to the east, Portcullis, and that lovely Roman Gothic cathedral look. And a hallway beyond that, by the way. That's on the left or on the north, and the hallway continues beyond the Chapel of Contemplation. No, not Contemplation. What's the other Asian? Damnation. That's it.
Constipation?
Constipation, yeah.
That's also terrible. I'm not going to that chapel.
Nobody goes to that church. Why do you think it's in a dungeon?
Shall we scout a little bit to the north? Just to start to see what's up there?
I was
The way
thinking
we were
north.
looking. Yeah.
Okay, so the northeast slanting hallway runs about 30 feet, you think, and then turns north again into a 10-foot vestibule, if you will, 10 feet wide, 10 feet north to south, and there's a door in the north wall.
Okay. I'll look back to the party and motion them forward. And afterward, presuming they're coming up, I'm just going to look the door over.
Yep.
Okay, the door, upon closer observation, does not appear to be anything other than a door.
Okay. Should I do something before they show up, or they're going to be right here, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's 30 feet. They're going to be there in about 3 segments.
You want my bill?
Right. I'll just hang out.
Okay.
Wait for them.
Party arrives. There's the door in front of you. That, despite you staring at it intently, it has remained a door.
Sir Outlier, you wanna open it with your bill hook?
Yeah, I'll use the bill. And unless the door is by some miracle obscenely strong, I think a 3 on my open doors will do the trick.
Yeah, you hook it on the handle and flex your brawny thews, and the door creaks open. You can now see clearly with your light source that it opens into a 10-foot wide by 10-foot deep chamber. There is a door to the left and to the right and straight ahead.
That just causes more questions.
Let's go to the right first.
Yeah, I always say stay to the right.
We don't have more to proceed down this hallway to look at, right? Okay. Then yeah, let's check out the right door.
Okay, so who's opening the door, please?
I'd like to examine it first. DM sounded a little bit eager to get us to open that.
I have got to work on my poker face, don't I?
Does it open with a ring or something like that, or does it have like a locking mechanism, knob?
It's got a handle. Just remind me again for future trap searching. What is your find and remove traps? Fart, as we call it.
Yeah, it's 30.
Your fart is 30. Okay. Yeah, you don't find any traps.
Okay.
Well,
I'll step back then.
I got a 2 with my bill hook, so at least I'm 10 feet away if something goes off.
Okay. Nothing terrible happens. The door opens up. There is another 10-foot deep alcove, but it opens obviously into a larger chamber, which is filled with broken boxes, some pots that are broken, some that are intact, some barrels that are stoved in, some that are intact. There is just a collection of stuff. This appears to be a storage room of some kind.
All right, y'all found loot.
Yeah, actually, I mean, even if it's, you can pretty much use anything at this point.
So open into
Yeah.
a bigger room. Like, how big is this room?
This room is 20 by 20, and the door opened in the, let me see how I can describe this. The door opened in the southern half of the western wall. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I guess we all quietly file in and gently poke around. What do we see in some of these pots? And
Jordo has a
trash.
pole, right?
I do.
You could poke at a distance. Probably a good thing.
Right.
Especially the barrels. I hear there's could be rot grubs in barrels.
Yeah, well, I assume this place is infested with all types of vermin. Giant centipedes, rats, rock grubs. Maybe we'll get lucky and find and maybe we'll find a rust monster or something like that, you know. You want to check with me? I motion over to Outlier. He's got a bill hook, right?
Sure.
He can
Yeah, I
dig
can
through that stuff.
poke around, tap on things.
All right.
I'll not use the
Suppose
pointy
that's what
end.
we'll do.
Okay. So poking around the chest, the tea chests, and which is just a wooden crate, not a chest with like a lid and that sort of thing. The wooden crates, the barrels and whatnot. Some of them are empty. Some of them have various oddments. One is filled with brass pieces, but they're all defective in some way. Broken in half, bent in half, a great notch in them. You might have a grand total of like 20 copper worth of brass pieces in this barrel, despite it being almost up to Sir Average's chin. There's a crate with boots in it, but just right boots of varying sizes. In the northwest corner, there is a cluster of barrels, and you guys are being cautious and probing around. So you're not surprised when you poke at one of the barrels and it collapses, and sort of forming a wave over the collapsing barrel is a large slimy horror of sort of a dull metallic color, but it is slimy. It is a gray ooze.
At least it doesn't have 8 tentacles.
No, it does not. And you now realize it's not a gigantic puddle of gray ooze, but in fact, there are 2 of them.
Word.
One for Lynx, one for Outlier.
Yep.
I don't know, let's go.
Are they classified as large, by chance?
These particular examples are medium.
Okay.
They are perhaps only 6 feet in diameter, so they're not that big.
That's fine. I just need it for damage.
Okay. So you're not surprised. They heard you banging around. Well, they sensed you banging around the room, so they weren't surprised to begin with. So let's go around the table and let's roll let's get declarations. What is Lynx doing?
I'll get into a defensive position and start swinging a sword.
Alrighty. Mark, I guess Abner is yelling his battle cry of not in the face, not in the face.
Yep.
And what are Leo and Nerm doing?
They're going to be, if it comes near them, they'll poke it with their spear.
Okay,
Spears. They have more than one.
certainly. Doomsword, is Turgo going to fight or hang back?
Yeah, I'll do both. I'll hang back and fire some arrows.
Okay. And finally, TK Outlier's going to melee.
I have a long pointy thing, and I will use it.
Okay. You're just indicating various parts of it. These are its sucker mouths. These are its eye spots. Then why don't you roll initiative for us?
This is the part consuming me.
That is a 5.
Well, they're a little slow on the uptake, proving, I guess, the old adage, you ooze, you lose. Party attacks first.
I guess I can fire an arrow straight away, huh?
Yes. First missile fire.
Yeah, that's right.
That's a miss.
Is it? What'd you roll?
Yeah, I rolled an 8. It's +1, so that's a 9. Hits AC 11.
Yeah, that just kind of thuds into a box just off to the left. Melee
Leo and
attacks.
Leo and Nerm both rolled 1.
Oh, this is not going well.
Their spears like interlocked. They're like,
Hey, you should probably just taste some of it. It'll probably do more.
I think that's what they're going to try next.
I rolled a 3. I took out a crate by accident.
okay.
Oh, no. I missed too.
I'll start rolling a new character. Hold on.
Yeah, right.
Well, no, I mean, Abner is in the back. Abner will be like, I'm going to miss these guys.
Full hits if it helps.
Well, it's not going to hurt. Okay. Let's see. They're just who's up front? Lynx, Leo, Nerm, TK.
The usual suspects.
All right.
I'd be in front of Leo and Nerm if I can help it.
Well, it is going to help because it is lashing out at you with a pseudopod.
AC.
That's what happens when you take the gauntlets.
Give us the real pods, not those pseudopods.
Oh, God.
Very well. Remember, guys, he asked for it. Did I say gray ooze? I meant black pudding. 10 hit dice, 3 to 24 damage and attack.
Hey, we might level.
Technically. Okay. And that actually does not hit you. And the second one lashes out at Nerm and misses Nerm. There's so many crates and stuff in here. You guys are like winding up and clipping furniture and everything else. You suspect that maybe once you get things cleared out, it'll be a little bit easier to fight. So in the new round, oh no, we have an arrow shot. We have one more arrow shot. Yes.
Thank you. That's a 1.
Yeah, you draw your arrow out of your quiver and flip it across the room.
I was just trying to see.
Yeah, just testing the ballistics, just seeing how my arrows were balanced. I'm ready to fight in the next round. So I'm guessing you're going to attempt to shoot it in the next round again, Doomsword.
Yes, I am.
Mark, is there anything Abner wishes to do?
He doesn't believe sleep will work on these things, does he?
Let's see. What you know about oozes which are gray? It'd
make our passing easier.
Yeah, no, they're colonies of phages basically. So no.
But this is a very small room too. I would like knock us all out and not the others.
Sleep, thud. Roll new characters, everyone.
That'd be bad.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing about gray ooze. They corrode metal, and of course, rust never sleeps. So, what, you guys don't like classic rock? Philistines.
I thought it was awesome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. I know what the gray oozes are doing. So arrow shots and then melee is for everybody who can.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we'll start at the top then. Lord Corion, roll initiative for us, please. And roll well.
I did this time. 5.
It is a tie. Their pseudopodia will strike first. That is a miss.
Damn it, Lynx.
That is a hit. Now let's see who that hit. Because we have 4 fighting men up front. That is our good fighter Lynx. That was our good fighter Lynx.
No.
Oh.
How many hit points did Lynx have to start?
Well, I have 10.
Had
10.
Oh, you're fine. It's
Yeah.
just 9.
Have you guys ever seen that Stephen King short, The Raft?
No.
I don't think so.
Okay, yeah. Basically, this thing just kind of
Oh, I did see that.
yeah. It's in Creep Show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not good.
Yeah, Lord Corion turns and says, I think we, and then is enveloped by one of them. Just you kind of look over and he's like struggling against it, but much of him is already gone. And the last thing he says out of his rapidly dissolving face is, it hurts, and is pulled backwards. You take 16 points of damage, by the way.
It would have been.
is-
It would have been Capri Sun.
Yeah. Oh, that's the last thing you would have said, Capri Sun. Capri Sun. Okay.
Pour him in a bottle. We can resurrect it.
Yeah, I mean, if there's something left of him at the end, you guys can, hit him with a reverse melt stick. Lord Corion, you can run the men-at-arms if you wish, so you've got something to do.
They got spears, right?
Mhm.
Yes. Counterattack party. Missile fire goes first. Or first
All
missile
right.
fire.
That's an 18, so that'll hit.
All right. You do
That's
not hit a
fine.
party member.
Great. And it's good because that's 5 points of damage.
Okay. Schluck. Just kind of sticks in and the whole thing's body quivers. Men-at-arms, please. Oh, how about you roll for one man-at-arms and Mark, you roll for another one just again. So you get
Does a 14 hit?
yes, actually it will. These things have no armor.
4 points.
Does an AC 8 hit?
Yes, it will.
Thank God. My build does damage as a geese arm, right? I haven't used it in so long.
Either geese arm or a glaive geese arm. Let me see. I don't care.
I want to know if it was 2d4 or not. So that was all.
Okay, yeah. Let me. No, but I think that is right. All joking
Yeah, a
aside.
glaive geese arm is 2 to 8 or 2 to 12 against large opponents, which is what I've treated it as.
2 to 8. 2 to 8, sir.
So that's 2d4. That's 8 points plus strength is 8 plus 6 is 14.
Oh wow, you did the full damage on it, huh?
Yep, I got max.
Okay. Yeah, you hit something vital. There's just this wet, slushy pop, and this thing's maneuvering, and it's like it stops working as a cooperative collective anymore. It's just kind of oozing off into cracks in the stone. So there is one left. Did your fighting man attack?
I missed. Yeah.
Okay. Second arrow.
That's AC 7.
That'll hit.
Okay. Let's see. How many points of damage, please?
4.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3,
Can you
4.
shoot links in the back of the head?
No, he shoots Nerm in the back of the head. How many hit points does Nerm have?
I think they had 6
7.
each or 7.
Okay. Yeah, so thunk. Ah!
That's a waste of an arrow.
Yeah, you get one right in the butt.
See? We should
Okay.
have got a ton.
New round. Is Turgo going to continue to shoot?
I don't see why not.
They're
What else are we
over to
gonna-
one side.
I can run, and then you're all dead anyways.
All right. Outlier continuing to fight. Lynx continuing to fight.
No.
Let's go ahead and roll initiative.
Lynx is fighting on another plane right now.
Mark, roll initiative, please.
4.
Party goes first. Missile
Awesome.
fire goes first.
All right, come on now.
Yeah, seriously. Let's go.
That's AC 6.
That is a direct hit straight into the center mass of the thing.
And that's 5 points of damage.
Okay, yeah, some rhizome or something. You get a very satisfying push as the arrow sinks in.
I presumably hit 8 damage.
Okay, yeah. It's not looking good. It's there's ichor and so on is leaking out of various rips and holes in its wet tegument.
3 damage, because I'm assuming a 19 would hit.
Yes, a 19 would hit. And Lord Corion, did Leo hit? Okay.
I keep forgetting to roll.
Well, that's
15
fine.
and 5, that hit.
That is enough to destroy the last. All right. So the partially digested body of Lynx is lying there in a puddle of phage juice.
He said partially, so there is some we can recover.
Yes, you can. I mean, if I said there's a toe bone in what remains of a boot, that's still enough to hit with the Rod of Resurrection.
Mm-hmm.
And because it is resurrection, and if you are resurrected immediately, you will come back ready to fight because you've been dead less than a few minutes.
Well, there's only one problem. The other cleric has it, remember?
So
Oh,
should we go back? Should we go back to the longhouse now that we've actually lost one of our fighters?
Yeah.
But is he worth bringing back?
Lynx thinks so.
Lynx can't talk, okay?
Lynx's ghost is hovering, going, "Yeah, come on."
I'm not going to debate this fact. I'm just going to scoop up what remains of him in his helmet. And
I was
carry
just
his
trying to get
helmet
him
out.
to carry him.
Bucket. All right. So yeah, you can scoop up your Lynx Slurpee and make your way back to the elevator. Let's see.
Protein powder flavor.
Needs more protein. Okay. You make it back to the elevator without being attacked by anything, except your only sense of inadequacy. And you ride up the elevator.
The song seems less happy now.
Let's see.
It's the solemn dirge version of the song.
No, this is
Dun,
what-
dun, 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 dun. The funerary version of the girl from Ipanema.
Meanwhile, like Outliers just literally humming old war songs.
Okay, let me see. I just need to do something real quick here.
Let's calculate how much of a human body can fit in a Ziploc bag.
Yeah, right.
Tupperware, but yes.
Why do I always think of Lynx being the kind of fighter that would wear a barbute.
What type of helmet's that?
It's like, the standard Greek style helmet that you think of with the nose piece and the big fluted sides.
Yeah.
It kind of looks like you're wearing a vase almost, but it has an open face to it.
Yeah, that would have been probably what Lynx wore.
Okay, so yeah, you go back up the elevator. Nerm is walking with a distinct limp because he has an arrow in one gluteus. You make it back out into the sunlight. In the lobby, already there are new flyers.
Collect them. Abner collects them.
Okay, this is what the new flyer looks like. I'm sharing that screen.
That's who we should call. We get to get OSHA down on this place. This is not a safe work environment.
That's the real quest. Clean up Castle Greyhawk.
Mood.
So I love that image, and I was like, I gotta incorporate that in the new flyer. That's what's on the new flyer. That is actually a meme, and the caption on the meme is for the love of all that's holy, what are you warning us against?
Yeah. Is it the record player or
Yeah. Okay, so and we'll check just for funsies to see if anything. Yeah, nothing attacks you on your way out of Castle Greyhawk, although there is a bird somewhere on the walls above you. You don't see there a bird sort of whistles. There's a little bird chirp.
One day I'll get that bird.
I think I'd hire the imp just to go kill that bird.
How do we know the bird isn't the imp?
Well, if he goes and kills himself, it'd be great.
We haven't seen the imp for a while.
Nope.
Not that Abner knows, but
Okay. So you return to the longhouse. There's I always do this. Valoric is the cleric, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I always think it's Bejeebus, but for some reason Bejeebus sounds like he was making fun of a holy roller name. But anyway, so Valoric is like, I don't know what y'all expect me to do. Throw that soup out. Hey, where's Lynx?
He's in the crock pot of soup.
Yeah.
you're gonna get a DM in Discord for that one, I bet.
Just pass him the helmet.
All right. Lynx wasn't completely eaten, and there was still plenty of his body. And I'll roll to see if any of his gear. Did Lynx have any extraordinary gear?
sword.
Well, I have the magic sword.
The answer is always no.
Oh, which
I'll say
we
the-
still haven't identified yet. That would be a shame to lose.
The sword is okay. Your armor is okay.
Oh,
All right. So you won't come back naked.
I still need to clean it out, though.
If you
What do you
did,
clean
we'd
up
have to
your
take you
armor,
out
sir?
the party.
Me.
Pretty
Okay,
surreal
so
experience.
here's the
go
question.
commando in plate mail armor. That's bad. That's
That
bad.
would suck. No.
Chafing.
Pinchy.
Pinchy.
All right. So here's the $64 question. The Rod of Resurrection. So you're using it on a fighter.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, I am presuming that you wish to use a Rod of Resurrection.
Did we find
Yeah.
out how many charges that had?
I think 4.
I think. Yeah.
You got a good constitution.
I got a 13.
It's better than mine.
All right, so a human fighter that will cost you 3 charges from the Rod of Resurrection.
Cool. We can res a follower if we need to. If we have one
Yeah.
left.
That's right.
Quick, kill it, one of them.
Do you want to roll your resurrection survival chance, or would you like the dungeon master too?
I'll let the dungeon master. I don't trust my dice.
Very well.
You trust his dice?
These dice will definitely roll like.
He's hoping he'll feel bad for killing him.
Exactly.
Cut him some slack.
I mean,
I would have failed if I.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
No, I was laughing at him saying, "I'll feel bad."
I said he was hoping that you would
You got
feel
a
bad.
90% chance. You got a 90% chance of surviving this. That's really good. That's really good.
Got that.
Yeah, you're fine.
Good. Do you know what I rolled?
What'd you roll?
A 98.
I rolled a 90. I rolled exactly what you. I saw that 9 come up, and I was like, "Damn!"
Oh man!
But you did it. I should have put that on screen. I wish. Let me know in comments if you guys would like a dice cam. If you would like to see what I can get one of the webcams and point it like right at a dice tray. If you guys want to see a dice cam,
Stick it on top of your Dwarven Forge when you're not using it. Just use that camera.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I've got enough. I actually, when I was cleaning up, one of the bookcases is just all computer junk. Anybody want any computer junk, please? Anyway, no, I found like a third webcam, and I think it's does 600p. It literally it does 800 by 600. It's from the before times. So dice would be all it would be good for. So you come back, your con goes down. It is at your con goes down by 1 point. It is as the resurrection spell. Let's see. So that I'm sorry, it's a rod of insurrection. He jumps up and immediately rebels against all of you.
I'm can of people now.
All right, so let's see. Let me see. Oh, why did you go back to the beginning? Oh my gosh. Because I think there is some slight tweak about the Rod of Resurrection. So no rest. Yeah, no, you're fine. You're like, last thing you remember is seeing the evilly smiling visage of Bill Cosby as you were reduced to pudding.
Liquid cool. Oh, I'm alive again.
Yes. Okay. The rod is still solid, so it has at least a charge left on it.
Word.
Well, that was an experience. I don't want to repeat that again.
And as you did die, make a note on your character sheet. Again, this is for those of you who maybe are new to Dungeons and Dragons. The death of a character basically pays out an insurance policy. And I think this goes to Gary having worked for Fireman's Fund Insurance while he was writing war games at the dawn of TSR. That is a 1,000 XP death bonus for your character. You gain 1,000 XP.
Cool.
So we are about 20 minutes from the bottom of the hour. So do you gentlemen want to attempt a brief jaunt? Or tell me what you would like to do.
I think we rest because Turgo is still short on hits, definitely. Men at
Yeah, I'm
Arms
down
need
for that.
healing, so I can rest for 4 hours or so, get them healed up, and
I got a great idea.
Mhm.
Some near death experience. Really give me some clarity. We need more fire and holy water. Let's go back to Greyhawk instead.
Sure.
We need
But
some money too.
I have a question.
Mhm.
Yes.
Who's funding this expedition? Because I am broke. I will literally empty my pockets and I have nothing.
I have totaled up everything that we have in the cart. 4 PP, almost 2,000 gold, almost 2,000 electrum, and about 7,500 silver. So we have at least some funds to go back with, but we're not all leveling.
Yeah, it would just be to refill on basics.
Yeah.
Abner lets you in on his idea that may not work out, but if we're going back to Greyhawk, he's planning on seeing if there's any interested parties to wish to buy these strange artifacts from Castle Greyhawk, the extra pamphlets. Maybe sages might want it, or just art collectors.
We have stuff to sell.
I'm keeping the crappy chairs here.
Oh, of course. Those are moral. We're not selling those.
We have 3 now.
I'm marking it. It's in the character log. 1 scorpion, 3 weird chairs.
Soon we'll have a whole living room set. That'll be great.
And a siege engine to go with that.
Well, what else do you put the card table on?
Good point.
Well, okay. Everyone's XP outlay for fighting 3 zombies. Oh, I need to do the rats. Hang on a second.
We haven't gotten XP for the troglodytes or ogres yet either, I don't think.
That is true.
Or the dozen orcs, or surviving the dragon encounter, or the 2 puddings, or the demon dog from hell, or nearly getting killed by a ghost, or finding treasure.
All
I
right.
guess the rod counts as something.
Yes, the rod. So here's the thing with magic items such as the rod. The XP goes to the owner. Who owns the rod? Who claims the rod as their own? You can't just pass it around and split it. Somebody has to own it.
I think that'd be outlier.
It's one of the clerics.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and give it to their cleric, though, since he's not here.
Okay. Well, what I will do then is I was going to throw this out there. So you guys make notes on your character sheets for tonight's for the gray ooze. Well, no, I'm gonna figure up the rats too. I'm gonna figure up the rats. So there were 13 rats, and they had 2 hit points apiece. Rats are surprisingly hit point heavy. Rat giant.
There's also those 2 manticores that we need XP for too.
I think
Yes, there will be a grand accounting. So 7, 13, that's 70, that is 91, and then 13, 91, and 26. Let's see.
106. 97. 117.
All right, so tonight's monsters only. The ooze, the rats, the zombies. Plus 17 is 143 experience points, not counting the death penalty payout of 1,000.
Question.
Yes.
For having a high stat, because I have a strength of 16 and a wisdom of 15, does that get me bonus XP as well?
Let's see.
I
You
think
need
the
a
16
16 or
might.
better.
Yeah, the
The
16.
15, 15's too low.
Yeah, 15 is too low, so you don't. Yeah, no,
All right, well, I'll
no
get a bonus
XP.
for my fighter at least.
Correct. Well, all right. We are going to go ahead. We'll pick up at the beginning of next week. I think it's a little bit shorter session tonight, but you guys don't want to hear us doing accounting. That thing, as I say in Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, where the A for AD&D stands for accounting. Nobody wants that live. But if you have any questions about how that works, we like to inform as well as entertain. The calculation of XP is a little different in AD&D and original D&D, and of course the various basics, in that different classes get different amounts of XP. It's granular, and I like it. I don't like that mono tree of 2,000 for everybody is first level, 4,000 is I like it to vary by class. Fortunately, AD&D suits my taste. So, to my guests tonight, I thank you all for sitting and playing. Mm-hmm. I hope you felt very involved at the table.
Thank you for killing me.
You came back.
I got better.
Thank you to our audience for sticking around. Because who doesn't love Jell-O? Thank you all who support us, of course, through Patreon and through Subscribestar. But I love you all regardless. And if this is your first time stopping by, please click that subscription button, click that bell icon for notifications, because you can find out every time we do fun stuff like this. I will be back tomorrow night when we're going to talk about the final module in the Assault on the Area of the Slave Lords series. And then we're going to start the special modules. S1, Tomb of Horrors. S2, White Plume Mountain. S3, the storied Expedition to the Barrier Peaks. And finally, one of my favorites, it's very dear to my heart, S4, the Lost Caverns of Sochconth. And we're going to do a deep dive, deep examination, really dig into the lore and look at what makes the classic AD&D modules so good. So be here tomorrow and every night. We'll hang out. We'll have fun. Friday night, we're going to play some Gamma World. Monday night, we'll be back. I'll be talking smack. And then Tuesday night, right back to the terrifying and exciting World of Greyhawk. Have a great evening, everyone. Thank you all very much.
See y'all.